basically living in a storage unit. My landlords decided not to renew my lease this year.
I think y'all are just jealous. I live out here, don't gotta spend money. I live in a tent and I'm making it work.
Do and go to sleep. So this is our living space.
I just got some terrible news, man. I just got kicked out the storage unit, man. This is crazy. I don't know where I'm gonna go now.
They wanted living in the storage unit. I was able to get electricity so I could start cooking.
This is what's happening right now in America, guys. People are choosing to live in storage units. Can you believe that? It's so bad that people are choosing to live in storage units. Rent's too high. They have no place else to go. Government isn't making it easy to turn things like shopping centers into units where people can live, small units. So now people are usually living in storage units. This is what people have come to these days. They're renting out storage units and living in storage units. And I gotta say, some of them don't look that bad. Let's look at this one.
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. The next goal is to get an RV. The next goal after that, tiny home.
And the place has heating and electricity, and the place has cooling. This is what people are living to and living in these days. Look at this.
If we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit. Sandwiches, a lot of times we make salad. If we want to get power, we use our power bank. They also have power here so we can charge our power bank. Me and my baby will live here as long as we need to until we get the shelter that we want. Because we're living here, now we can save up more money to get what we really want. We're in it for the long haul.
When I came across this one, guys, I was like, wow, your careers and the decisions that you make, are they more important than ever? Because nobody's coming to save you these days. I got to give it to the man, though, because if he's choosing to do this to save money, it's a very, very smart and clever way. But if he's doing this out of bad decisions, boy, oh boy, hopefully he turns it around. Hopefully he turns it around. Walt says this guy should not be on social media. He's on social media. Well, he's let the cat out of the bag. R3D says the stove is about to burn the whole storage unit down. Anton says he's going to earn money from TikTok to get out there. He's definitely going to get the donations. MJ Canada says Wi-Fi in a storage unit. Where's the Netflix? Rent is cheap in a storage unit, he says. Anton says his nightstand is nicer than his. Check it out, guys. Check it out. This is what people are coming to these days. This is how they're living. This is what some of the storage units looks like. Look at this. Got some Sanford and Son. There's another unit. Nice mirror. Camera. Lounge chairs, a bed. Look at that. Now, I've spoken to some friends, and they were in Iraq or whatever it was, and they said that they've had pictures of, this kind of a stuff inside of, their inside of their units, right? So this is storage unit living for people who are in the military might be something that is what I would consider to be kind of common. I've spoken to some folks who were in Iraq and in the Middle East, and that was what they used. They used storage units. Like if you had a full trailer, you had AC and all this other stuff. It was basically a shipping container. That's what they're building. Now, I guess a question that I have for you guys is this. Is this smart? Is this a new norm? Is what this guy doing, is it smart? Because if you can spend about $200 a month living in a storage unit, and you have electricity, you got Netflix, you got TV, whatever it is, it doesn't need to be that big. If you're single, you got a girlfriend, don't have kids. I think about this, right? One of the things that's going on right now in California is, with the wildfires that has happened, the restrictions on building. It's because of all the permits that need to happen, right? So much regulation. This is the same thing that happens when there's a mall in the middle of St. Louis, or a mall in some place like Brookfield, Wisconsin, that needs to be torn down or can be reused and repurposed for something else. They can be repurposed for storage units. But with the building codes and regulations, they can't. It's an arm and a leg. It takes too long. So this may be a government issue right here. This may be a government issue. Maybe we should allow for these malls that are old and outdated. We got a homeless problem, right? They say, okay, well, there's not enough homes for the number of people. We need to build more homes. They've been saying that for a long time, right? They haven't been able to keep up with the building for the number of people that we have here. But for some weird reason, we don't have policies that allow for the repurposing of places like malls that you would literally be able to store hundreds of people inside of a mall if you were to be able to repurpose it for units, for people to rent out, people to live, for the homeless to be at. Am I thinking of this wrong? I think this may be a smart idea. If this has been going on in the military and they've been using storage units for a very long time, why isn't this common in America? Is this going to be a new way of people choosing to live? They already said that you go to different countries like Japan and so forth, and they have tiny homes. And tiny homes are becoming a thing in the U.S. as well, too, right? People have ADUs and all this other stuff in their yard or whatever it is, and they're building these little small places so that they can have extra place to live. But are storage units like this going to be a new thing? And should it be? Trisha says that's extremely downsizing. Matt Kirk says it's kind of like sleeping in pods in Japan. Work, sleep, work. Very similar, Matt. That's exactly what it's like. It's a pod. And I think it's legit. NC Worker says, I will ideally help the homeless. Oh, NC Worker says, if it's temporary, then it's okay for time. You should have a plan in an event that something happens. You can move to a more stable place. It will ideally help the homeless. I agree, NC Worker. 100%. I agree with that. Ant Dog says, I'm going to start a shipping container community. 6 folks to 1. Bert Atkins says his friends told him they called him the police. Oh, man. Professor Black Ops says you will be kicked out next week. Rolly says, damn, I thought it was illegal to live in a storage unit. I found dead rats in my storage unit. Walt Guy says this guy should not be on social media. It's insane, guys. This is what people are doing, though. People in storage units looking, look at that. It's a closet. Little baskets, little paintings. Check that out. This is what storage units look like these days. Grandpa sleeping over there, got his nice little lamp. Like my brother Matt says, pods.
So although I'm homeless by choice, I feel completely safe where I live. In order to get into my residence, you have to have a code. And in order to get on any floor other than the first floor in the elevator, you also have to have a code. So I don't have to worry about anyone running up on me while I'm sleeping. Now, this is my routine at night before I go do Uber. Because the business hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and everything locks down, including the elevator, I have to set myself up to where I can get back into the unit once I'm done working. So that's what you see me doing here. I go up to my unit, I put my things away, I come back down, I set up the door to where it does not lock, and also to where no one can notice that it's open. There are other people here. I don't want to jeopardize them. I'll prop the gate open so that I can walk through, and I park my car outside. So although I'm homeless by
Guys, check it out. She has a full system of how she's doing it. She has a full system of how she's doing it. Isn't that insane? Like, that's insane. And she made a part 2. Check this one out.
You're going to need to be as invisible as you possibly can be. You basically need to be a ghost. If anybody finds out you're here, that's when you start running into trouble. So first of all, I needed power for my unit. So what I did is I ran an extension cord along the power cable up here, and I sort of zip tied it up. So you can't really tell its power is going to my unit unless you are looking closely. So this is my unit here, and at the top of the unit you can see I have an antenna, and that's so I can get a cell signal inside the unit itself, because once you close the door it drops all signal. I have a lock which I've magnetized onto the door so it looks like it's locked even when it's not. And then when I actually do want to lock it, I can just use this lock or use another one down here and leave that one there. Alright, so let's take a look at the unit now. So in here I've got my TV, entertainment center set up there. I've got my bed. I've got my kitchen area over there, complete with a fridge, and my couch over here. Once you're inside here, you can close the door. And I've screwed on a latch here, so that way you can close it and sort of lock it from the inside. I've also put a mirror up so you can see what you're doing. Up here I've got a toaster oven, and this toaster oven actually works pretty well. I'd say it works just as well as a conventional oven. I've got some dishes over here. Got some more pots and pans over here, and my fridge is right here. Underneath I've got a filing cabinet, some tools, and some storage for some other stuff I have. Up on this part of the kitchen I have cutting board so I can make some lunch or dinner there. I have a hot plate for boiling water, cereal. Up here is the Tupperware, and then over here I've got a food cupboard for all my food. And this is the sink I've built, and the sink is basically like a 25-liter container filled with water. So you just open it up.
This guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. I mean, this guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. I'm not going to go through the rest of this because it's a lot. But this guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. Rolly says it's actually illegal. I have a storage unit, and there are dead rats in it. And she says, and my storage unit has security cameras inside out. I know it's illegal. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing this, but this is what people will have resorted to. And guess what? They're going to say they have the right to do this. You and I know that when people cross the border, it's illegal, right? And you and I know that living in a storage unit is illegal. They can go to jail. They can burn down the storage unit. They can burn down you and our places, you and our storage, because they decided they wanted to cook something inside the kitchen. And next you know, it started something on fire. Next you know, their storage unit is on fire. The next one, 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 the next one. It's illegal. But people are choosing to do it no matter what, because they are on hard times. They are having hard times. They have no place else to go. The other lady said that it was safe. It's not safe. Oh, I'm cooking over here. Can you guys hear me? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. This is illegal. It is illegal. And really says they go to Equinox Gym to take a bath. God damn. Oh gosh. This is what's happening, guys. This is what happens when you aren't financially responsible. You don't have the right career. You don't have the right skills. You don't know the right people. This is what happens. All right, let's listen to my man right here.
Open until October 1st. I have family here in town. But here I am, living in the storage unit. And the bad part is your access gets denied after 10 p.m. So if I am to leave right now, I wouldn't be able to get back in. Here's my setup. I got my bed right here. Don't come at me. I'm literally living in a storage unit, bro. And how I lock myself in here to ensure that no one comes in here is I use this rope and I put it under my TV stand. And that makes it to where this door can't open from the outside. I've also dummy locked it to where it looks like someone isn't in here and they've got their shit locked up. So when the employees walk by, they don't know I'm in here. Slowly getting back to my feet, you know. Come join the journey. Follow. I'm currently living in a storage unit.
See? It's happening to all kinds of people, all different shades, all different colors, all different religions. It's happening, guys. It's happening all across the board. Whether this is a choice or not, it's wrong, but there's something that we can all learn from this. I look at it this way. These things can be used to house people, like pods. Other countries are doing the exact same thing. I think it will become normal, but it's not going to happen in the United States for another 4 or 5 years. Things like pods and all that other stuff, they typically catch on in the West, and then it moves over here in the United States 5 or 6, 7, 8 years later. But you already see people already are doing things like that illegally. It will eventually become legal. It will. Guys, what do you think? What do you think about this? This is what the United States is in 2025, guys. Layoffs, credit crisis, fintech companies potentially going bankrupt, people living in storage units. We are at the midpoint of the year. Is it going to get better? I'm still getting a whole bunch of messages on some of my videos about how Antoine is wrong. It's only going to get better. It may get better, but I will tell you like this, guys. Don't expect for anybody to help you. Don't expect for anybody to save you. Don't lean on the government. Don't be loyal, because companies aren't. They're going to make the decisions based on what they need and who they need and profits. Gain a high income skill. Continue to learn and grow. Go in a line of work that's going to allow for you to make the money that you want to make. Learn a skill that's going to allow for you to make the money that you want to make. Don't go into debt. Book a coaching session with me. And don't wait for it to be too late. Don't wait for it to be too late. I don't know how many times I've jumped on a coaching call and people are constantly wanting it to happen the next day. They can't wait. Don't wait for it to be too late. www.blokheights.com. I personally think too, Matt, it's going to get better. I think 2026 is shaping up to be a fantastic year. People are hopefully going to wake up. See that less government is better. Small businesses are going to start booming again. People are going to be making real money again. When small businesses start booming again, they're going to really care about their people. When it becomes big box, you already know. It's kind of the same reason why I choose not to go to the big box restaurants, right? Because nothing unique about it. When you choose to work for big box companies, there's nothing unique about it. They're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be a good brand and a big brand, and it's probably going to set you up on your resume to look good, but you're not going to get the love and the care that you would with small businesses. That's why small businesses are best to work for. Small, medium-sized companies. And they typically hang on to their employees for a long time. That's just the reality of it, guys. I think the economy is going to get better in 2026, but right now, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is the reality of it. People living in storage units, massive debt crisis, God damn, and layoffs. Shit. 2025 for you so far, and you see what 2025 is shaping up to be. Now, in your own little world, this may not be impacting you, but in other people's world, this is impacting them. Okay? So that's their reality of it. I just wanted to bring this information to you because this is what's being shared online. Now, hopefully you enjoyed it for our entertainment, but also for something for us to learn. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share button. If you guys have any comments on any of this stuff, leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Until next time, we will see you guys next Monday. Peace and love. Out.